God allowed Abraham to be pushed to the limit. And he was willing and knowing that he needed to be obedient to God through all of this. As hard and as difficult a decision as it was, his son knew the heart of his father so well that we don't see and we don't read that there is a struggle. It's almost an act that Isaac just surrendered himself not to his father but to God. And it says when Abraham bound Isaac and laid him on the altar, it was not in a sense of fighting and struggle. It was almost like they were willing, like putting him to rest, putting him to bed. And the loving arms of the Father was able to place him down, and father and son willing to be obedient to the Lord. And it is kind of when you think of it, it sounds like a scary story and just something that, how can this be? How can God ask this father to do that? Well, you think what God and Jesus and their relationship and what Jesus did for us. God stopped Abraham because he saw his heart and he saw Isaac's heart. God saw the heart of Jesus and said, "You are pure, you are just, you are here to sacrifice yourself and bear all the sins of the world." It hurt God so bad that it said in the scriptures that God had to turn his back on his own son, Jesus, when he was on the cross. God knew the pain and anguish that would go on if Abraham needed to take his son's life, but it was the willingness of him. And it was a picture of us being able to see the willingness of God to give his own son later on to become our sacrifice, our perfect sacrifice for our sins.